What's up guys, I'm Kyle, you're watching Drivin and Vibin. Today I'm working on the Airstream. The big project at hand will be removing the wheel wells. I don't anticipate this to be too challenging, and it is all part of the larger project of removing this entire shell from the frame. The wheel wells have to come off to make this happen more easily. So that's what we're doing today. Olivia is working on a birthday party with her sister, so she won't be helping me, but I think I can do this by myself, so stick around and see what happens. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today we are finally getting back into this Airstream, continuing the renovation. For about the last week and a half, or almost 2 weeks, we haven't done much work here because first we were feeling a little sick, then we started meeting up with so many RVers that came through our neck of the woods. We did a lot of RV interviews, stuff like that. But now it is time to get back in here and finish up some final things before we start lifting this shell off the actual frame, which will be a huge project. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on in this video, but one of the things I need to get done today is take these wheel wells off. The wheel wells come in two parts. The top layer has already been removed. This is the bottom layer, so I don't even know how it's attached right now. I gotta do a little investigating, see what's up with that, and then we'll get those removed. And then there's a few more things, but let's get back into this. It's been long enough, so we'll see what's happening and we'll get these taken off. Alright, so quick inspection. Had to clear off a bunch of junk off there first. Then try to find out where it was connected. And it looks like from the outside, there's this piece of trim going around the wheel well that is screwed in. Now, all those screws have totally rusted. I doubt a screwdriver will be able to take them out. So, you know, I have to use some other tools, but it looks like it'll be easy enough. I hope it is. Otherwise, it's not riveted on anywhere, so it's just these screws and they all look very bobo. So let's go outside, see if we can get those off. I hope it's relatively easy. This is super challenging right now. These little screws that they got in here are so rusted out. If I try to screw drive them out, they lose all their shape and it just strips it immediately. If I take some pliers and try to turn it, nothing happens. I sprayed some of that lube on it that helps rusted parts. We'll see what happens there. The success that I have had to taking some of these out has been because I've drilled off the heads and then just popped them out. That seems to be the route I'm gonna have to go. But after drilling out all the rivets inside the Airstream, I don't have very many drill bits left. They're all dull. I think my best bet right now is to go to Walmart to buy a couple bigger drill bits because these 1/8 inch ones are just a little small for doing this job. I don't know what the best way to do this is. I'm sure you guys will have tons of suggestions. The problem is right now we don't have that many tools. The drilling seems to work better, but we just don't have the right drill bits right now, so I'm gonna go get some other ones. Hope we have some luck with that. I really want to get this project done today. Yeah, so that's it. You know, it's a little discouraging, but at the same time, you just do it. So I'm gonna get the bigger bits, see if I have any luck there, and we'll go from there. But you know, what else is there to do? All right, guys. So I just got back from Walmart, and I picked up two different things. The first thing right here. This looks like the proper tool to use. A screw extractor set. I've never used one of these before. I'll give it a try first though to see how it does. And I hope this does well, but if not, I bought a few bigger bits. This is just a 7/32, a little bit bigger. That might make it quicker, you know, we'll see. So I'm gonna get back to work. hopefully we got about 4 more hours of daylight now, so enough time if one of these options works. So let's see what happens. All right, so after making a trip to Walmart, after trying these, you know, screw removers, trying a bigger drill bit, I found that the metal ended up being so weak, the easiest way to take these, just grab the head and twist it off. I've been getting them off so much quicker that way. You know, it's not pretty, but hey, it works. So big shout out to the Vibe Tribe. They sent us a set of these tools, coming in handy the first day we pull them out. So let me get the rest of these off, and then we'll be in business. That wasn't easy. Let's see. I will see where we're at inside with the wheel well now. I'm sure it's still stuck somehow. There's so much silicone and caulk underneath here. So it's always a challenge, but I think we're like 10 steps closer to getting it off. So let me assess it from the inside, and hopefully we'll get this stupid thing done. Oh, like most things with this Airstream, once you get something off, you realize that there are 10 rivets holding it together too. So now time to undo the rivets as this camera starts to fall down. That sure as heck did not look pretty coming off. But at the end of the day, it stayed relatively straight, which is good. So you want to know, it was a huge challenge. And it was a challenge because this looks pretty easy, right? But whenever you flip it over, it creates this C channel, which it was attached on both ends. Really had to work it off. I didn't do much damage here. I scratched up the Airstream. You can see right there, the most I scratched it. Not much, you know, whatever. We're gonna repaint it. It's not something I wanna make a habit of, but I'm glad to get this off. I'm not convinced the wheel well's gonna come off now on the inside still. I'm sure there's something else that's gonna be a pain in my rear end, but let's go and see what's gonna happen. All right, let me get better lighting. So it came off easier than expected after I did all that work on the outside. But the big reason why we really need to take this off, it's necessary, is because whenever we're installing the subfloor on the frame, once we remove the shell from it, right here you can see this is all part of the C channel where the subfloor is gonna go. So, beyond removing the wheel well, we're also gonna probably remove this part so we just have the C channel area to work with. You can see it there. But I'm gonna stick this outside. Alright guys, so I'm gonna wrap it up today. I removed one wheel well. It took me probably 3 hours. I think tomorrow I can do it in like 1.5 hours. A few lessons I learned today was that easy job doesn't, or a perceived easy job isn't always easy. It took much more energy, much more work than I anticipated. Also, I had to be a little rough with it. I hate being rough with the Airstream, but I had to get the crowbar out and hammer that thing off because it was not coming off. So sometimes just gotta do it, you know? It didn't do any damage to the shell, but you know, that was the only way for me to get that off. It worked, it all came off easy. These things are all gunked on with not only rivets, rusty screws, but also so much caulk and silicone. So sometimes you just have to get in there and be a little rough with it, or at least sometimes I do. What else did I learn today? I was reminded that even though I'm taking things off and saving them, I have to remember that we might not reuse the wheel well. We might build our own wheel well. We might do something that will hold up better over time if there is a blowout. You know, this is just plastic or some sort of plastic. So I'll have to do a little research about that. I want to use the parts if they're easy to use and if they're good to use. But sometimes, you know, I have to remember that we are starting from scratch. We don't have to reuse the old wheel wells. If there is another option that we can go forward with that might be better, might fit the build better. So I'm gonna save the wheel wells, but you know, I gotta stay flexible and gotta remind myself of that. Thank you guys for watching today. Please, I know there are gonna be some people with many tips. Go ahead and leave those in the comment section, because if I don't get to this other side tomorrow, I'll be able to use your knowledge while I remove this other wheel well. But hey, if I get ready to do it tomorrow, then hopefully it'll all be done by the time I read the comments. But the comments are always welcome, because we do learn so much from you guys. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you next time later on.